Party people, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are making another layout for a Story Kit Crush Watch Edition, and I am doing what so many memory keepers are doing right now, which is documenting Corona panic. I live in Brooklyn, and so Corona panic is very real in my corner of the country. And so what I figured I would do is the Watch Story Kit is kind of the perfect lens for telling these stories. So if you have Watch, I highly recommend pulling it out because there's so much media right now. There's the news, there's what we're reading online, there's what we're seeing on social media. There's so much media. So I'm making a layout in my 6x12, and my last 6x12 layout had a full sheet. So I'm gonna actually do a double spread where one side is a full sheet, and then I'm gonna do a pocket page. So my journaling is gonna be on the pocket page. Allie had a free digital that said things like new normal, pandemic, coronavirus. And so I typed my journaling, and then in her handwriting, I'll bring it up so you can see it. In her handwriting, I just kept adding the phrase new normal, and then I made it red, just picking the same red off of the card so that it matched. And then what I did was after I printed out the card, I took out my ink swatch book and tried to match the colors in the card to the best of my abilities, because I'm going to do diagonal stamping on my 6x12 piece. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the stamping, and I'm just going to fast forward that and put some music on it if you want to watch. I like watching people stamp. I think it's super therapeutic. And then after all the stamping is finished, I'm going to come back and then we'll actually work on building the page. So that's what I'll do. So I will talk to you guys in a couple minutes. All right, friends, so we're back. So I finished my stamping. Here is how it looks. You'll see that I tried my best to match the diagonal stripe progression that is on this card and I gotta tell you, it is much harder to do repeat stamping on a 6x12 and get the angles of everything. Like, my stamp steadily started getting straighter as I went down. My spacing is not perfect, but that's kind of stamping for you. Like, if you get perfect stamping, you are a saint, and please tell me how you do it. But my stamping's not perfect, and I think it's more authentic because it's not. So So here's how my layout's going to be, pretty much. Now I just have to work on embellishing, what I want to do for embellishing, what I want to do to add to the story. So before I do that, I'll just tell you what my journaling says. So this one says, welcome to the new normal where shelves are bare and it's all that we can do to find something that looks like sanity in this season. Welcome to the new normal where the news is one long dire prediction after another. Depression, recession, death tolls, and collapse. This is the new normal, and we can either find something that looks like hope or peace, or we can succumb under the weight of uncertainty and despair. My city is falling apart around me, but I have faith that the resilience of my hometown, the bond that helped us survive terrorist attacks and hurricanes, will get us through to whatever is waiting on the other side of this new normal. And then down here, I just wrote some observations, things that I'm seeing, things that I'm observing. And now I'm just going to embellish this. So I knew I wanted to put a bit of chipboard right here. And I'm trying to decide if I want to go with watch this or check this out. I think I'm going to put the watch this right there. And that is pretty much it for embellishing this card. I do like that it had the stripes and the space for journaling, and it doesn't take much to, to fill the card up. That feels impactful to me. That's what I like about Allie's products, is that it's intentional embellishing. So we're not just adding things to add things. And now I want to do some things for my photos. So where's my stamp set? Oh, there it is. Let's see. Because I have these labels from Studio Calico that I'm sure I can find a color that matches. So I have this green that I could use. I thought I had orange ones, but I don't think I have orange ones. So clearly I failed on buying the rainbow if there's no orange or red. Like, no, there has to be orange ones somewhere. I've lost them, but I definitely had orange ones. Okay, whatever. I have these green ones and I have yellow, worst comes to worst. So I think I'm going to see if I can stamp review on one of these labels and then give it 0 stars, because that's how happy I am about everything that's going on. 0 stars. So let's see. So it looks like the review fits perfectly. Okay, it fits. So I'm going to just pull out my Stamper Secret Weapon, which is what you saw me stamping on. I feel like I don't have to talk about this thing anymore because you guys are probably sick of me talking about it, where you're all like, Tatiana, we get it. The Stamper Secret Weapon is great. You love it. And I do. It's great and I love it. Okay, perfect. Oh, I just... Okay, fine. It's okay. I just dropped my stamp block, but I didn't drop it on anything important, so it's okay. All right, so I'm just going to stamp review right on that label. And I just chose to stamp it in navy ink instead of black. I like mixing navy with black. And then I'm going to check off half of a star. I won't give it 0 stars, but I'm going to give it half a star. That's what you get, coronavirus, half a star. Okay. And I'm going to put it, where's my T-square? Here we go. I'm going to put it right down here. So I mean, I knew that panicked buying was a thing or whatever. Like, I watched the news. So I knew that the panicked buying was a thing. But I went to the supermarket with my husband. We weren't even like stocking up. We were just getting our normal groceries. And I went to go get, oh, I don't think that's straight at all. Let's see. I went to go get like, my pads for the month, and there weren't any left in the supermarket. And that never occurred to me that that would be something that would be panic bought, that it'd be gone. So I was very surprised that I couldn't find any. And I had to go somewhere else to get some, which was a little annoying, but not that big, not something worth complaining about in the bigger scheme of things. All right, I'm going to put this little watch sticker. I like that. And then, let's see. I could put this watching banner down here. And I might just actually lay it over a label. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to put the label down. And this was just a screenshot of the news. So I wanted to find some way to include the news in this spread. So I just took a screenshot of my phone when NBC was talking about the outbreak. I really want to do some sort of documentation of the numbers, but the numbers are making me too anxious right now to actually like get down. So maybe when I'm in a better place and I'm not as anxious about this, I can document some of the numbers. Because the thing is, guys, we're living in something that's like unprecedented. Like, this is literally history making. And I think it's important to document this. Even if it's hard and we're not happy, I think it's very important to, you know, to get down that we're living in this time. So I'm going to start, like, I've already started keeping track of what I wanted to eventually include. I see a few of my friends are making like mini albums about this. Like Tracy, Scrappy Like a Fox, is doing a mini album. I'm probably just going to do some sort of like journaling thing in one of my empty traveler's notebooks. Because I haven't even felt like taking pictures, which is shocking for me, but I haven't really felt about taking pictures. So I don't even have very many pictures to document this. So I think I'm just going to focus on words right now, because words that's how I tend to process things. And then maybe if I see something worth taking a photo of, I'm trying to work on finding the good right now. So I'm taking pictures of things that bring me joy, and pictures of things related to the coronavirus makes me sad. So I'm just not taking pictures of those. Okay, so I just chose to map my photo on some black cardstock just so it pops off of my stamped background a little bit. And now I just got to figure out what I want to do with this side. Okay, friends, so I'm back. So I made a few decisions while I had vanished. I cut out some TVs from one of the journaling cards that were pretty much, so I badly cut out some TVs. Like, let's be honest, these fussy cut TVs are terrifying. But I badly cut out some TVs from one of the journaling cards. That was the same color scheme as the striped card. And I picked up one of these, here's the story. These came in an old story kit. It was like a pad of these. So I'm going to stamp on it and then cut it down and do a little bit more journaling about what I'm watching right now. So I have this stamp from the Type story kit. It is probably, if you couldn't tell, like, let's talk about this stamp set. It is hideous. It is probably one of my favorite alphabet stamps, just because it's so small, and I love a good typewriter font. If you couldn't tell by the fact that all of my journaling is done in Remington Noiseless, I love a good typewriter font, and this stamp set is amazing. I don't know if you can get it anymore. Like I said, it came with the Type story kit, but any like typewriter font, if you want this effect, is gonna work. I like this one because it's super tiny. So I can keep it pretty much, like, this is actually on my desk all the time. It's right next to me in my basket of shame, and I reach for it an awful lot. And I see a lot of people who have it reach for it an awful lot. It's a wonderful stamp set. So I'm just going to stamp Corona. And just saying Corona makes me angry, but I'm going to stamp Corona in the 6 colors. It kind of worked out that the word Corona has 6 letters because it works for my design. In the 6 colors that I stamped my background in. So I'm just trying to remember to do it in the order that I did it the first time. And then I'm going to add a little bit more journaling, and then I'm going to cut this down, and I will come back to finish designing the rest of this page. Okay, friends, so here's where we are. So I finished designing my page. What I decided to do was just trim off my tiny journaling strip. I just wrote Corona Mayhem is here and here to stay. And I'm going to adhere that to the bottom of my page and then put a TV on top of it with a little bit of chipboard. And you guys know I love my formulas. So once I figured out that formula for down here, I am just going to repeat that. Try and make sure I know where I want to put my TV. Okay, so now that I have a formula, I'm just going to repeat that across my page, and that is pretty much going to complete this layout. So I'm just going to go ahead, stick down my TVs, and add my little bit of chipboard. So the WOW chipboard was in this kit, and then I just went in my box of chipboard to find 2 other pieces. So I have this arrow. I haven't even stuck down my photo yet. Wow, I'm doing this all out of order today. Okay. Never mind. I'm going to stick down my stuff, and then we will finish up. Okay, so I went ahead and stuffed down all my bits and pieces, put down my chipboard, put everything in the album so I could see how it looks all together. And I gotta say, I'm really happy with how this came out. It is a harder story to document, and I find that sometimes the harder stories are more difficult to document because they're hard stories, but I really like how this came out. I think the color was definitely what I needed because we all could use some color on these darker days. And I have all the words, I have my photos. I love the way these cutout TVs look on the page, and I think it actually came out pretty good. So that's all I have for you today. Don't forget to head to Krystal's channel to see what she's making because it is Story Kit Crush Friday, and we, even if the new normal is the new normal, are going to try to stick to our routines, which means getting a video up for you guys every Friday, crushing a story kit. So don't forget to head over to Krystal's channel to see what she's making. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you're so inclined. Let me know what you think about the page. Let me know how life looks for you and what your new normal looks like. And that's all I have for you. So till next time, keep it crafty and have the best day, and I will see you around. Bye!